In this video, we'll be looking at a few additional views that are available from the Job Tabular view. We have the Tree view at top that slides in from the left. We have the Timeline view that slides in from the right. And we have a Charts view that slides in from the bottom. So let's take a look at the Tree view. Click on the Tree button. It slides in from the left. And what we see is a breakdown of your company revenue based on job status, ratings, payment status, the location, or broken down month by month. So let's start with the job status breakdown. For example, it shows that 319 jobs are finished for total revenue of $147,000. It also shows that we have inactive jobs, and this would be the revenue that you would gain if you reactivate these jobs. And we see that we have canceled jobs, and this would be the amount of revenue that we lost because they were canceled. And under rating, we see that jobs that were rated 5 stars, there are 168 of them, and they represent $101,000 in revenue. 4-star jobs, we did 175 that were given 4 stars for $89,000 in revenue. And under payment status, we see that 529 jobs are paid for a total of $352,000. 68 are late, so your customers owe you $41,000. We have no balance and not paid as well. Under city, we see the breakdown of the jobs per city and the amount of revenue. So for example, we can see in Providence we had 162 jobs for a total of $77,000 of revenue. And finally, we see the month-by-month breakdown of revenue. So we see that in March, we had $3,400 of revenue. We scan down, we see that in February of 18, we had 10 jobs of $10,000 total revenue. Okay, let's close this and go on to the timeline. So the timeline view shows all of the jobs week by week in a chronological order. If we close the timeline and sort the table on date so that the most recent jobs are at the top, reopen the timeline, you'll see that there's a one-to-one match between all the jobs in the timeline and the rows of the table. So Jeff is the first, Jerome is the second, and on down. And each of these cards in the timeline is an overview of that job. And we can open the job by clicking on the link. Or we can double click in the center. And it's a week by week timeline. So if we click the left arrow, we go back a week. The right arrow, we go forward a week. And the center brings you back to the current week. So that timeline is the same as what you'd see on the dashboard if in the timeline tool you selected jobs. Now take a look at the charts view. So if we click this, charts will open up down below. So you can see from the list there are about a dozen charts that you can choose from. And right now we're looking at revenues, and this shows you month by month your revenue. You can look at overall job status, where month by month it shows you the number of jobs and some other information. You also have pie charts available, so you can look at, for example, the revenue per lead source. You can look at revenue per service type, so you can see what services you're selling, you're making the most money on. You can see revenue per worker. So on a month-by-month basis, you can see how much revenue each of your workers is generating. And there are other charts you can view as well. So it's a great way to help you to track your business's performance over time.